The trailer's on. Half a mile from home. Quick check on the trailer. Make sure Peggy is safe and sound, because we're on the move again. Yes, at last. Early July 2025, and another quick escape, allowing us to get away for a few days, trying yet another strapping method on Peggy the Scoot, which I'll tell you about when we get to the site. But we're heading up country again, and Nikki is, I think I've remembered to pack Nikki. Oh yes, here she is. Ah.
God, how could you forget?
We're off again. Where are we going?
We're going to Bala in North Wales, and yeah, really looking forward to it.
Yes, Bala, North Wales. We've got in the garage at the back there, it's absolutely rammed. We've put the kayak in, the barbecue is in. Well, we are, of course, being very optimistic. She's got her new clothes on. First outing after her new clothes were put on, the decals. Check out the channel for that film if you've missed that. So, without further ado, time to fill up and head off up north.
So you wouldn't forget her. Wish I could care less. It isn't my place to know what it says. My heart is a front page. It won't act its own age. It aches as it bends, folds at the edges. I'm out of my head. Say that we're fine and all, 'cause we are. But where's that confidence for someone who finds it hard to remember? Where's that common sense? And now I wish to forget like normal people forget. What's pen on a paper? Just wait.
That's right, Glanllyn campsite, right on the lake, with easy access for kayaking.
Feel like December, and not 'cause of winter.
So we've been given a choice of 5 different pitches, and apparently there's one near the lake, so we will try and look for that one. First of all though, we're going to top up with water, so we've got some water.
Full to brim.
Yeah, fill it right up before we settle anywhere. This looks very nice here.
And I'm very pleased to say that Peggy is still on the back. She is. Peggy has managed to stay with us throughout the journey. So the new strap system, I've been messing around every time we take her out.
Oh, he messes around every time. Every time.
So hopefully this might have got the ideal system.
Yes, it looked very secure this time, so that's good.
Secure is always good.
It's a big park, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is how close we are to the lake.
Yeah, we're going in it. To the up to the right there. There's let me just borrow that camera a minute.
Yeah.
Up to the right there, just where those mohos are. Those are some new premium pitches that have got that fantastic view out onto the lake. And then there's some down here on the left, which I think there's one of those free if we fancied it. And then there's some more a bit further out.
I think we'll have these on the left because we're right next to the lake, which
Well,
is
we wouldn't have far to kayak.
no, and it's a lovely view if we can get in there.
first full day here after getting here yesterday afternoon. Quite early in the morning, so I'm not going to speak too loudly, wake up the neighbours. But what a beautiful morning. Wow. It's like glass, the surface of Lake Bala. Van came in alright last night, got her levelled. I think we might pop the fuse on the hookup last night, but I'll have a rummage and mooch around this morning to see what happened there. But needless to say, it just swapped over to the fog stars, so that wasn't a problem. But what a cracking morning. See the site bathed in the morning sunlight. Some nice space as well for the pitches and the tent pitches. Plenty of spaces, probably busies up I would think in the summer holidays, but at the moment absolutely plenty of space. Those up there where you see that van in the middle of the shot there, that's the 4 new premium pitches, as they call them, that are new this season. Again, you can see there, absolutely cracking view down onto the lake. Boathouse over there isn't part of this complex. And I don't think it's a dissimilar name as well, so our neighbouring van was telling us that they turned in there by mistake yesterday. So make sure you've got the right entrance if you're coming in here. And look at that. And that's exactly why we thought we would potter up here and bring the kayak with us, because that looks like it's going to be really lovely out on there today. Cloud cover has disappeared, and hopefully we'll get a bit of warmth and a bit more sun today. There are various, you can bring your own, as we are, bring your own kayak. I think there are places you can actually hire as well, but if you're bringing a kayak or a supboard or stuff like that, you can see there that you can just buy a permit for the day. We'll be paying a £5 to go paddling on the lake, £5 per day, or if you're here for the week, 20 quid. And contactless payment available to get your permit there. Also fishing as well, and of course you need a rod license if you were going to fish on the lake here. There's a walking route, but unsurprisingly it's quite a distance, about 14 miles I think, to go all the way around the lake. So that's a good old trudge, and it's not a path that goes right round the edge either. In fact, there's very few parts of it that actually go round the edge itself. It all takes you back into the sort of footpaths up on the hills behind, not right up the hills, but back from the lakeside. So it sort of quite undulates quite a lot. And would be a good old day's trudge, that would be. There's a little railway that runs up one side of the lake. There's a bus service obviously into Bala, so the lady who runs the site here at reception said you could walk half of it and then get the train or the bus the other end, and so yeah, various ways to get around the lake. We're of course not far from the McKinley Loop, where the jets come in. And just before we got here yesterday, apparently there was some amazing aerial action as some F-16s and one or two other things came low up the lake here and then off towards the McKinless Loop. So bit of everything really, isn't it? Lots of evidence of kayaks and supboards and paddle boards and you name it. Great place to set up for that. As you can see there, some good distance between the pitches as well. Plenty of room. Wow, absolutely lovely morning. Warmth in the sun already. A lady offered us this one and this one and one opposite, as well as the one we chose down by the lake. So, yeah. So nothing set in stone. You can see the grass available as well. And these were the sanitation blocks that there's a couple of taps up there where we filled up. There's recycling, there's black waste up at the top here, straight in front of us now. Grey water. There's a laundry here. All in this complex. So very well appointed. The gents' toilet block and the shower block, and then some lovely views beyond. That was the main road that we came in on, but we're obviously right down by the lake, so absolutely no noise, road noise last night. Lovely views. Over both sides, in fact. Looking down over the camp there. Very pleasant indeed. Chemical waste disposal there. Reception back that way, a little shop on reception for a few of your essentials. There's the dishwashing and laundry area just around that. And a lot of these look like permanent pitches, a lot of them well set up. So that mixture again of seasonal pitches and visiting tourists. Very smart there, cut their lawn. And the position, we're just sort of over in those trees over there, around on the lake. So very nicely set out. And there we go, down to the end of the path, back round to the area where we're hooked up. Somebody doing exactly what we're going to be doing shortly. Lovely. Perfect morning for it. Right, better start thinking about getting the kayak out of his bag. Hoping that the mice haven't nibbled it. And getting out on the lake. Well, the kayak blew up. There are no holes in it. We've got it plugged into the plugged in up there. Got it blown up well. It seems to be holding. No mice have eaten it. Paddles are out. Life vests are out. Dry bags out. I think I remember how it works. So time to go and have a mooch on the lake. And that pump has been an absolute godsend, this thing. It's a Sevylor brand. The kayak Sevylor as well. And this you can set it at a particular bar or PSI and it just cuts out when you've got enough, so you can make sure that this is absolutely rock solid. Then runs at 1.5 bar for each of the three air reservoirs. The floor is one separate, and then the two sides are separate as well. But it's been great for inflation, that has. Fantastic view. I had an F-16 or something similar just come zipping over, so while we're on the lake, you never know, we might catch one or two low flies. Wow! They come through that quick. I couldn't get the camera on in time. Oh, here comes another one. Wow. Now, if you actually... Oh, another one. Wow, they are quite a sight, to be fair. Wow, now that was quite a display. If you paddled a little bit faster, we might be able to keep up with one of those, I reckon. We'd be down at that cafe down the end there in about 13 seconds. Needless to say, I think it's probably a good flying day for an F-16 or whatever they are pilot. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. Wow, look at that, what a lovely little place right on the edge of the lake. I mean, that's the main A road that's going behind it, so I suppose a bit noisy, looks a bit like perhaps a rental sort of boathouse doors underneath as well. And we're not far now, you can just see in the distance there the what I think is the, hopefully, is our coffee stop, which is the 2.9 miles.
You're not paddling?
Yes, no, I'm paddling a lot.
Yeah.
Lovely, some lovely houses up there as well. Look at that one up there. Yep, I keep hearing jets, they're buzzing around. Let's see if we can get another one coming up down the lake here. Beautiful though, what a spot. Another one down on the banks over there. That lovely one up in the woods. God. Lord of Bala Lake, eh? Or lady, of course. Well, somebody else has come out on the lake. A lovely little spot to sail, I should think. We're just coming up to 11, so it's about an hour and a half to toddle down towards this little cafe end. I think there's a visitor centre there, and then Bala town is, or yeah, town I think you call it, is just obviously beyond off the end of the lake here. So it's a lovely spot. Lots of camping sites, both permanent and for tourists like us. Plenty of choice here for you. I think we were just over 30 quid. Yeah, just over 30 quid a night, I think, where we are. And that actually included hookup, and we obviously didn't particularly need it, but there wasn't an option. I think the grass ones that were available had gone. So if it was included in the price, hence we'll use it. So, you know, pretty reasonable for a UK site. You know, obviously if we were the depths of France, you might be paying a lot less for it, less than 20 quid. But July UK prices, that's pretty reasonable. And Nikki has definitely found the coffee house, haven't you?
Found the coffee house, and we do ice creams here.
Oh, ice creams. Well, you may be partaking then. I suspect they do. They do ice creams. A nice little calf right on the banks of the lake there. Abandoned the kayak somewhere down on the beach there. A hum of jets They're having a right big play day today. Oh, fire service turning up as well. Probably coming in for a coffee stop, I bet. Well, Nikki ordered a tuna mayo salad, and look at that, what a great spread. Ham and cheese toasty. Yum. Woody's Cafe, end of the lake. Great little stop. Looks lush, that. God. I'm going to have to pinch one of those onions. Oh, yum. Well, a very nice little refreshment. There you go, there's a bit of detail about Lake Bala, the largest natural lake in Wales. 42 metres deep. Wow. Certainly wasn't right at the edge where we got in, but must shelve off quick. Very nice too. What a lovely day's paddling. Wow, one after the other. That was a similar speed to us down to that cafe, wasn't it, love? Well, there we are. The van's still there. Back on the beach.
So we're just going to explore Bala on the bike, having just had a lovely kayak on the lake. It's fantastic out there.
A little antique place, but look at that. Isn't that fabulous? What a lovely little building. A mantelpiece. Gosh, I remember my gran having an old clock like that on the mantelpiece. A little bit like that anyway. Right in the middle of Bala High Street. God, look at this old garage petrol pump coming round the window. Fantastic. Repsol. God, and it's still working, look at that. Yeah, still in use. Blimey. Must be older than the town, I reckon. Yeah, still in use, eh? And there's a little steam train, or a little train that goes alongside the lake, that we might go and find somewhere off the high street. Yeah, might be worth checking out. So there's not a huge amount. God, look at that old school building.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Wow. Doesn't look in use.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah, what a building. Gosh. Yeah, one or two shops closed down, empty. But a few independents in the high street, good to see. And a very old garage pump. Cool, now there's a dying art, look at that. An instrument maker. That is definitely a dying art. Fabulous. Plenty of eating houses, pizza places, co-op, a spa, post office. Yeah, everything you need if you were staying down the road. Almost to the end of the street. Look at that old cinema there as well. Still active apparently as well. What a building that is. the most unlikely looking. If you saw that from the side, you'd never made that out as a cinema. We've come down to find the Bala Lake Railway. Got plenty of parking here. Dump Peggy there. And there's more parking around the back as well. And look, what a sweet little train to go for a potter down the lake on. And an old phone box. Who remembers those? I'm way too young to remember those. So our little chariot is just filling up with a bit of water. Look at that bit of coal going in. And the clash of tech. We paid by contactless card. So yes, before I forget, it was 34 quid, which was for 2 adults to go to Bala and then back. So return takes about an hour and 10 minutes, and if you came straight back, there's about a 15-minute break at Bala, and then it comes back again. Or you can get a later train in the day if you wanted to mooch round Bala. So yes, a clash of tech, paid by contactless and get pushed by a train which is watering and coaling up at the moment. Brilliant, love it. Well, he's fueled up. Don't think it'll be unleaded. It doesn't look like unleaded. Glad to see they're using smokeless coal, of course. And it's Alice. Fantastic. Going to get pulled, I think, rather than pushed to Bala. Right, time for us to get on board. Well, we're in. What a sweet little carriage. Duck when you get in. Don't know whether the milk churns are full. Oh, that was the signal going, I think, or the points. Brilliant! Look at the cable going down here. Set of pulleys all the way to the other end. Fantastic. I don't think they'd be affected much by a power cut. And in fact, I've just noticed in the phone box, look at that. Creative use. Some little hanging baskets, how fabulous. I think the owner of that bike has obviously got stuck at Bala station about 60 years ago and not been back since. Well, we've had the whistle. It's absolutely smack on 11 o'clock. So, Great Western Railways, take note, trains can leave on time. Brilliant. Nothing like a bit of nostalgia, is there? Where the magic happens in the shed there. Come. Thomas the Tank would be very envious of this setup. So just over in the distance there's the boat houses, and just about, yep, just catching a glimpse of Resi the Moho. As a heron takes off in front of us just over there. Just coming up to the start of our run up Lake Bala. Lovely views across to the campsite. So we're slowing down for a station stop. Fantastic. Oh yeah, 1 or 2 passengers waiting. 2 tops. The smell as well. Shame I can't film in 4D, so you get the smell of the... Reminds me of childhood bonfires in the garden and anthracite boilers at home. And the man with the flag. Llangower. It's another motorhome site as well, I think just near to here, which we saw when we were looking for somewhere on the lake here. So I don't think we're far away. There are of course lots of opportunities to hire paddle boards and kayaks and goodness knows what, so if you haven't got one or don't bring your own, then there's plenty of chances to get out on the lake there. On the plus side, at this speed of about 11 or 12 miles an hour, I don't think we're going to need to bank over in the turns like the 125s. So up to the Bala end. Engine's doing a turnaround, so it can drag us back. Not room for too many more on that front of that engine. I can't get Tom's the Tank Engine out of my head and the staff that used to run that after many years of reading those to our fabulous daughters. I'm trying to work out which member of staff is which character from the books. What a fine piece of machinery that is, isn't it? Cool, so a good old furnace going in that. Fantastic. Love it. Cup of tea, anyone? So many different oil fillers. Remember one of them in my dad's shed years ago. Just like that little red canister he's got now. Same top on it. Fries, chocolate, remember that. Don't remember Sprat's dog and puppy biscuits. A fleet of 6 trains, look at that. We've just been to Bala and back on Alice. Quarry train at Llanberis. Good grief. Some loving refurbishment, some of these old engines.
This machine, the cigarette machine.
Oh, is it? Oh wow, look at that. Sixpence. I don't think there'd be sixpence now, would they, for a pack of cigarettes? And a little station cafe, look at that. Do some very very steam related bits and pieces, as you can imagine, and some delicious little sandwiches and snacks and some little cakes to die for there, which are positively yummy. What a fine selection of bits and pieces. Well, that was fab, wasn't it? What do you think of that?
Yes,
Isn't it fun?
Relaxing, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah, really good fun. And some lovely sights, weren't there? Lovely sights from Bala. Peggy's been looking after herself. Hopefully not got up to too much mischief. Time to head off and go and find some waterfalls, I think, now.
So we just stopped in this fantastic valley. Let's go.
Peggy up at the bottom there. Some beautiful scenery. And we're going in search of a waterfall.
Shower.
Oh, do you? Might be a bit fresh. Love the sound of running water down there through the valley. Wow, look, there's a glimpse right in the distance up there of the falls we'd come to find. Well worth it by the looks of it. Let's get a bit closer. Good grief, look at that, is that fabulous? Well, that looks like a stepping stone tempter. Ooh, that one was wobbly. You made it. Wow, look at the colour of the water. That is just stunning, wow. Gradually climbing our way up. Yes, another amazing pool. Dark brown colour. climbing boots job to come up here, or good stout walking boots I should say. Look at this amazing oak tree. The root system's all exposed on the paths here, going all the way down. It's almost more roots on the ground than there is tree above. Fantastic. A window into the underground world of roots. Wow, that is just beautiful. And then look what's behind us. Still some people up the top there. Quite steep climb up there. Absolutely beautiful. Some people that we just passed there, they've been in the pool here, so the water is actually quite warm. Yes! How warm's the water? What a fabulous place. It's what? Oh, really? I mean, it's like the perfect solar heater, isn't it? Coming down the wall there. Warmed very slightly into the pool. Now that, look at that for a backdrop for a spa pool. The group that were here when we got to this point they've just reappeared up top there, so you can get all the way up through the forest there. Wow, yeah, that is not bad. It's definitely not as cold as I thought it was going to be. There's even some warmth to that. Beautiful. Well, we seem to have been riding for about 25-30 minutes alongside this stretch of water. So it's not Bala, we've come just from the waterfall, and within about a quarter of a mile the lake started, and we've just literally been travelling for about 20 minutes right the way around the bend in the distance there. It carried on. It's a massive piece of water. Bigger than Bala, I feel. Obviously this is not natural, as Bala is the largest natural. Let's have a look over the wall here. Oh my word. Wow. independently move the jacks, so they work in pairs. So I've dropped the front down because the grey waste tank, which is just under the shower here in the van, just works a lot better if the van is tilted slightly forward. So just before we're leaving site, drop the front almost back down. The back has stayed up in the air where we had it for levelling while we were here on site, and that's just speeding up the empty process. There's no grey waste drain here that you can drive over, but there are several dotted around the fields. There are several grey waste drains that you can wheel to, so the good old waste hog is doing its bit. As we prepare to depart this morning, we're moving a day earlier because the forecast is sort of 40-mile-an-hour winds and rain tomorrow, so we thought, well, not much point in sitting in the van looking at that, so we're going to take a slow drive back in what's supposed to be a nice sunny mixture of sun and cloud today. And before we depart, look at that, you can even get a supboard inflation machine, so definitely worth a visit. Absolutely beautifully set out here at Glanllyn Lakeside. That's the little reception bit there that we got when we arrived. Lovely hanging baskets, look at those. But plenty of space in there, and that's what was really lovely. It was just that, even when I guess it's busier in the sort of summer holidays, school summer holidays, the set out and the space that you've got if you're on grass or even on the high standings there was just brilliant. Super friendly on the reception there, lovely people that run it, and very much looking forward to coming back again. And here's the lovely Nikki. Well, a day shorter. It was an awful forecast tomorrow, 40-mile-an-hour winds and a bit of crazy rain. So yeah, travel in the daytime or travel in the dry, I should say. But it was a lovely sight, wasn't it?
It was very well spread out. I really like the fact that it was all spread out. Everything was really clean and tidy in all the facilities.
Yeah,
lovely.
yeah.
Right next to the lake. I mean, you couldn't ask for more really, apart from the weather. I mean, we have been lucky.
We've been very lucky, yeah. First 3
lucky.
days have been absolutely lovely, yeah.
But yeah, we decided to go back a day early because it's going to get very windy and rainy, so yeah.
Yeah, it was, and as Nikki said, the gents as well, ladies obviously was kept sparkling clean. Gents as well seemed to be clean, like literally every couple of hours there was somebody pottering around, and it was kept in such lovely condition for the size of the site. It's obviously they do put in a tremendous few hours there to keep it in such a lovely condition. So our sincere thanks to them at the site. Been lovely to visit. We'll most definitely be looking to get back there, and we've loved having you along too. So our thanks for watching the film, and don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, it is completely free. So we'll see you again on the road very soon, I'm sure.
We will. See you soon, guys.
Take care. Bye now. Bye.